It's a pretty select class, and I'm happy to be part of it.
So it was really the first step of our brand being recognized.
Persistence is one of the hallmarks of a good entrepreneur and a good marketing person.
Oh, hello. I'm Brian Kozlowski, President of Central New York Sales and Marketing Executives. For over 35 years, CNY SME has been awarding the Crystal Ball to outstanding people and groups in our area. Each individual or organization has brought us a unique insight and talent for sales and marketing. We're very fortunate tonight to hear from some of the previous recipients of this prestigious award through a video produced by Jason Weinstein of Showcase Media. Please enjoy your dinner and this presentation of Where Do You Keep Your Crystal Ball?
I used to use the crystal ball to keep that hat in place. One day I realized that there was a little burnt hole, and I thought, oh, someone may have come in the middle of the night to clean the room and was smoking a cigarette, but I left it there, and the next day I realized there was another burnt hole, and very quickly my high school physics came back to me, and I realized the setting sun shining through the prism, basically, of this crystal ball was causing a fire. And so I very quickly removed both the crystal ball, which, as I say, I found very useful, but not in that location, and I put it up on my shelf here.
The crystal ball, which has been in this place since the morning after I proudly accepted it, has been right here in the corner of my office, proudly displayed with some other things that mean a lot to me. And it's accessible for me so that I can go over there every once in a while and gaze into it and find out what might be happening in the future.
How accurate has it been?
It's really been pretty accurate. It hasn't picked too many Final Fours recently, but it did tell us do not do subprime lending over the last few years.
This is our employee lounge, and we keep a lot of memorabilia and awards that we've won over the years. Here we keep the Crystal Ball Award.
Here is the Crystal Ball Award, very prominently displayed. I got the award back in 1982, just about the time that John Stage was still a gypsy driver. So John, you've come a long way.
In the center of my pride corner is the torch I carried for the 2002 Winter Olympics, and I did that in Syracuse. And right next to the torch is my Crystal Ball Award.
It's on a shelf in a bookcase on the St. Lawrence River, and up on the second floor office that I'm maintain, and I get to look at the St. Lawrence Seaway and the ships going by and the ducks playing out in front.
It's a great conversation starter. I've got two things on my desk. I've got the Crystal Ball Award and a brick from the old Yankee Stadium. And they both create a lot of conversation when people come into the office. And you know, they look at the Crystal Ball Award, they pick it up, they, you know, it's like, don't drop it. You know, they're holding it.
Work hard. I mean, this is what this award means to me. It's confirmation that many of the things that Nice and Easy has done and we've been able to put together here, it's an affirmation that we're moving and have moved in the right direction.
And that's, of course, the whole fundamental reason that CX Tech is here. I had an idea that requires an inspiration at some point in time in my career, which I had. And then it also required a little bit of planning, and then over the years, a lot more planning. And it also requires the execution of that plan. And you put all those three things together, you can come up with a successful business.
It's nice to get recognition from your community and your peers. Joe and I were working very hard to progress the company, and it was going along well, but it's always good to stop for a minute and take a look at what we've done, and it was wonderful that people appreciated that.
Well, back in 2003 when we won the award, and I accepted the award on behalf of all the employees of the bank, we were really starting out in an adventure of building a local community bank here in Central New York. And so it was really the first step of our brand being recognized for accomplishing some things at that point in time, and really told us that we were here, we were real, and that we had an opportunity to continue to grow as we have over the last few years.
To be honest with you, I was very surprised that they chose me. I'm sure there were many other people at that time that was much more deserving than I was, but it was quite an honor.
I remember it was a time when I wasn't thinking about being awarded for growing my business. I was so focused on growing the business and all the reasons why. It never occurred to me that anybody would stop and say, hey, let's give that fellow an award for sales and marketing.
The night of the Crystal Ball Award was really a fun night because I timed it so that we would announce the renewal of our agreement with Syracuse University Athletics for the same evening. So I think I might have been the first Crystal Ball Award winner to actually make news that same night too.
And I think relationships is the bottom line if you're going to be successful in any business, whether it be a not-for-profit or whether it be a profit-making organization. And you've got to have passion for what you're trying to sell.
My dad told me years ago, we make a living between 8 and 5. We become a success after 5 when we put in that extra over and above effort.
If you have an ethic, an ethos of treating people with respect, most of the things you want in life will come your way.
And I was on the list for 15 years, and I persistently went after it, and finally achieved it. And persistence is one of the hallmarks of a good entrepreneur and a good marketing person.
Keep to the basics really would be my advice. In early, out late, focus. Don't get too distracted, and keep your nose to the grindstone, and get a little luck too.
The real core secret, if you want to call it that, know your customer and be surrounded by the best people possible. And great things are ahead of all of us.
I think people in leadership positions are beleaguered by a number of forces, a number of pressures. And of course you have to take them seriously, but I guess when I say not taking them too seriously, I mean put them in perspective, because everything passes.
And I think it's important to step back a minute and say, hey, don't take this stuff too seriously. I mean, after all, it's only business, and there's a lot more other things that are more important. Except, of course, unless you're in sales.
And here's my crystal ball.
And here's my crystal ball.
And this is my crystal ball.
And John, here's my crystal ball. Don't leave home without it.